Goeiedag and welcome, my name is Angie and today I will be doing a discussion on the hate you give. This book, written by Angie is about a girl, Star, who lives in a dark neighborhood, like with dark-skinned people, and she meets her friend Khalil again after years of high school, or like the white school she goes to, and he decides to take them both away from a shooting that would be happening. Then they get stopped by a police officer and Khalil gets shot even though he only has a hairbrush. And from there on it explains what the white police officer thought Khalil was saying and happening, but that only is told in the end. And we go through Star's experience with all the things that come from it. What I did like is this points out a problem that I don't know if we actually have it in the Netherlands, but that seems to be prominent in the USA, in that even though legally there is equality between all people, that does not mean that institutionally or even in practice it works the same way. So we get a nice discussion on that, and the message that your voice is your strongest weapon. I also truly loved it. But we also see Black Lives Matter happen, and even though, and I know this, the Black Lives Matter movement does not encourage violence, they actually don't want violence in their movement. It still happens quite often, at least that's what I get to see because that's what the media covers. And due to that fact, Black Lives Matter is for all people who are not closely knit to it, linked to violence. So I don't think Black Lives Matter is the movement you should agree with. You should agree with fighting for equality for everyone. What this also shows is that a lot of black people are incredibly hypocritical, and I think this is true because they are in real life as well, because they are, at least I feel, mistreated, and I think they might truly be mistreated. So I get why you're angry, and I get that you would be so pissed at people that you think that the only thing you can do to help yourself is actually physical violence or threats or something. I also think that the police in this book does not react in the right way to what's happening in those situations, because most of the times it starts off with a peaceful protest and then the police get aggressive, so that makes aggressive behavior grow. But what I wanted to say is that especially Star's father, who wants equality and fair and just treatment for all of the black people, including himself, and doesn't want to be treated racist, is a racist hypocrite. And I don't care if you can say that or not of black people. I think you can say it about everyone. It doesn't matter what skin color you have. If you value a person based on skin color or otherwise ethnicity and that kind of stuff, that's hypocritical and discrimination. It doesn't matter if you're black, white, yellow, purple, I don't care. And it's also hypocritical if you don't want other people to treat you based on your skin color in a certain way. If you do that, you should lead by example. If you want a certain treatment, you should give that respectful, fair, and just, not racist treatment to other people. That grows respect. And I know this might be an opinion that is not very common about this book, but I also thought it was not as amazing as everybody else says. It feels like it could have been written in 250 pages instead of almost 450. It feels like it dragged. There were a lot of situations and stuff happening in here that did not need to be in here. It was slow at points, the pacing was not right for me, and the writing style was also not really a jam to me. So even though this is a good book, which brings up valid points, I think if you want to be a forefighter for equal treatment against racism and discrimination on basis of whatever, you should lead by example and not by violent protesting, which the people in this book quite often do, and which is partly logical when you're angry, but it would be even more respectable if the people actually did not get violent in this book, but instead started talking a lot and treated fairly and justly like they want to be treated. Just my opinion. Leave comments down below. We can chat further in the comments, because I think writing down opinions and what you actually think is possibly easier than actually speaking your full mind, because this is quite a chaotic video already, and I'm not going to repeat myself further on accident, so this was it for now. Thank you for watching. Comment down below if you want, and on tot een keer.